Welcome back to ruralvacantland.com. It's Luke Smith, and I've got a couple more properties in Hawaii I'd like to show you. First, I want to say thank you to everybody that's been buying land. I got all the deeds out the door just a minute ago, so now I can make some more videos. So I got California deeds, Hawaii deeds, Nevada, Arizona, and Arkansas the last last couple hours or days, or whatever. Just deal after deal after deal. Thank you, everybody that's been buying land. So on to the next one. We got two properties in Hawaii, right next to each other. They're each 1 acre. They're at the southern end of the island in this neighborhood called Hawaiian Ocean View Estates. I really like Hawaiian Ocean View Estates because the regulations are wide open to go build what you want to build. The neighborhood was set up before a lot of the HOA regulations of most of the neighborhoods in the area that say you got to build this kind of house, this size, this format, this color, this shape, this everything. Here you can do what you want to do. You can build a classic house, or you could get creative. And this is Hawaii, and the weather's nice, and supplies cost a lot, so why not get creative, right? So I was asking $3,999 for each of these lots. They're right next to each other, so you could buy both of them and get 2 acres. There's streets. You can drive right up to them. Let's click on the GPS and we'll dig into it. Maybe before I get to that, let me just kick out some numbers to you. There's a HOA fee. It's more of a road maintenance fee than an HOA fee. They're not telling you what to do as much as just collecting money for the roads. They're charging $150 a year for that on this property. The property taxes from the state are $200 a year, roughly. I think it's 200 even. It's pretty darn close to $200 a year. So it's like $350 a year to cover the taxes and roads for each one of these properties. So now let's go to GPS. There's a bunch of roads in here. So that's what that road fee is doing, is making these roads nice. When this neighborhood was set up, it was all backwoods, washed out, horrible roads. And recently, last 10 or 20 years or something, they started the road maintenance fee, and they've been paving them and they've been fixing them up. And so now this neighborhood's getting much more accessible. Let's zoom out a little bit, show you where we're at. Here's the big island of Hawaii. We're at the southern end of the island. And this neighborhood here is looking out at the ocean. That's why they call it Ocean View, Hawaiian Ocean View Estates. A lot of nice ocean views off in the distance. And the cheaper lots that I've had on the website have been up towards the top of the hill. And now these ones are not as far up the hill, so there's not as high elevation. And I think it's a little bit more mild weather, not as cold at night because of the elevation. Maybe not as much clouds too. I think you get a cloud layer that comes in. So let's zoom in and see this property. It's 1 acre square. It goes kind of like this, right on the corner of Tiki Lane and Palm Parkway. And I think there's a street view in this area. Let's see. Looks like there's some bush on the land. Some smaller trees. And what happened? I wanted to stay on the street, not fly away. So here's here's what you see off the side of the street. This was taken in September of 2011. Looks like there's a car at the intersection when this was taken, but I think a lot of these roads are pretty vacant vast majority of the time. Looks like you could go pretty quick through here and get down to the main road that goes around the island. The shops at the bottom of the hill. But there's some vegetation on this property, and you can see it's volcanic rock, just as a volcanic island, right? And you got plants growing up in between it. It's not the super green jungle side of the island, but you get a lot better views of this kind of atmosphere and not as much rain. So it's a different kind of weather. You can see out the other side, it looks like there's less vegetation. That's more of a maybe more recent lava flow, a couple hundred years ago or something. I don't know. More vegetation on this side where the property is, so you can make a driveway into there and set up shop. This is a here's the property over here, and I got directions to. There's a place over here that's advertised on the internet called Hawaiian Journeys. They've got a couple of yurts set up, and they're renting them out, so you could go stay there for not crazy amounts of money. You could stay in a yurt and check out the neighborhood. I'm pointing that out because it shows you what kind of stuff you can do in this neighborhood. These guys built a couple of yurts and they rent them out on the internet. And in Hawaii, it costs more for the supplies to build stuff, and it seems to take longer to get anything done. So why not go with a building that's like really fast to put together, and the supplies could be, you could manage the shipping of them. You could like basically take the supplies on your plane to set up the building and maybe you go to the local lumber yard to build a deck or a platform or something to put it on. And it's just stuff that you could do on your own. You can build decks, are really simple design, easy to build kinds of things that beginners could really do. And so you could build a deck and put the yurt on there, and a property like this for cheap, fast, easy. Maybe that's step one, then you build a house from there when you got something to live in, or maybe that's the final step and you just go use it when you do trips to Hawaii or move in. So here's a picture of their yurts, a couple yurts on, is it 3 of them? They got 3 yurts going on there. Here's a shot from the street of one of the yurts. You built a wooden deck kind of frame and then put the yurt on top of that. Maybe there's a couple yurts, 4 yurts, 5 maybe. You got power line to the property. I didn't check and see if there's power line to this property that I'm talking about. Let's zoom in, see if we can see one on this street. There isn't one on Palm, but maybe this next street has one, or maybe not. Nope, don't see one there either. So this doesn't look like there's power lines to these 2 lots. They're next to each other here, but most people are using solar these days anyway. That might be a power line up the hill. Yeah, there's a power line up the hill. It's not too far away if you want to run it down the street. It's probably still more economic to use solar, depending on how much energy consumption you have. So that was the distance. It's the same elevation too, so it's the same part of the hill, right? And then these guys, Hawaiian Journey guys, I got a website, glamping.com, that they're advertising on. They got a couple pictures here. Here's one of the inside of the yurt, and built a bathroom off to the side of that one. This one, I don't know if it has a bathroom or not. It's got the classic dome on top. And they're charging, it was like $60 for the small one a night. Yeah, $60 a night. If you look at the economics, how much it costs to build one of these and how long it takes and stuff, and then you can start charging money for it. I think it really competes with a lot of the other structures you could build and charge for, and just because of the speed of putting it together. So that's what these guys are doing. That's one of the neighbors. And then here's the other property. There's links in the website to look at both of them. So this is right next door to the first property. There's 1 acre, 1 acre next to each other. I wanted to pull these up. So here's one on the corner, and then there's one just inside of it. So you could buy both and put them together, or pick and choose which one you want. Maybe if we take this and zoom in. So here's Tiki Lane and Palm Parkway. And it looks like they both have the vegetation on them. And you could hide a place back in those bushes on the second one or the first one. You could access it from Palm or from Tiki. Looks like you got neighbors over here. Should have checked for power lines up here. Maybe they got power lines. Yeah, so here's Here's one on the corner, and here's one just in from the corner. These are the two lots I got for sale. And this is the Hawaiian government's website. Palm Parkway, Tiki Lane. Here's the lot. Here's the lot. So if you're interested in these ones, you can go to my website and pick out the one that you want. $3,999. There's a Buy It Now button. You can click on that. You can fill out your information and hit next, and it'll ask for credit card, debit card, and I'll do all the paperwork to get it into your name, make sure the taxes are paid up, and you can start using it, make it your property the same day. So yeah, no fees, no closing doc fees, no time limit to build, clear title. I mean, just these properties just ready to go, ready for you to use them. We got some information about the area, you know, gas station down the hill, market, and just supplies in the area and stuff. So feel free to take a look at my website, ruralvacantland.com. I'll put a link below in the description of this video about these two properties, so you can click on them and go read more about them and study them, use the maps to look at them yourself and make a decision, see if they're the right ones for you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com.